Thanks for joining me here on Evergreen Valley, episode 15, with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's April 2 here at Evergreen Valley Farm. Coal delivery today's been done, liquid fertiliser's been done, I did the fertilising contract I was talking about at the end of the last episode. So anyway, we've got work to do today. I'm going old school. I thought, you know what, I watched the last 4 episodes of Clarkson's Farm last night. They popped up. So I sat with MrSealyp and we watched those. I was watching them doing baling and loading silage bales up and that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what? I've got a couple of baling contracts that come up. I do baling a lot, and I go down that route of going. And let's head down to. I love this. And I've said this before as well. But this system. And I can't remember the name of the game. It wasn't Big Track. Big Track was that computer control track thing. You know, you had all the little dump truck things. There was like a track and it followed round, and it was I've said this before, haven't I? It was the base unit. Yeah. And it would disconnect all the backs off of it, and it would follow the track round. It would hook up a new back, do a task, drop that back off. But that always reminds me of that. We've got a marble block to go. We're going to load that up. We're going to go down to the store. Oh, that was another clip you saw as well. I bought a new trailer. I've got to take the old one back. So we're up to 288,000. So anyway, that being said, so I was watching Claas. I thought what I generally have been doing is with baling contracts, especially on bigger fields and stuff. And I did it on Carpathian quite a lot because there's a lot of baling contracts on that, and they paid out quite well. And now I've got my mini biogas plant, and that can take silage, obviously, and that is running perfectly. Everything is absolutely rammed full of electricities now. I haven't got to worry about that. So I thought, why not go backwards rather than, you know, the ultimate mowing and baling pack where you've got the mower set up with a trailer hitch, so you can run that with a quick bale on the back, which will bale and wrap, and it runs really fast and that kind of stuff. Or you can put a 3-point link on the back so you can mow. So what you're doing is mowing, windrowing, and you can TED. If you've got a tedder on the back of that, if you've got the tedder from the pack that's got a trailer hitch on the back of that, you could put a baler on the back of that. So in one pass, you can do everything. Yeah, so you can do your mowing, your windrowing, your tedding, baling for your hay bales. If you want grass bales, don't have the tedder on. But if you want to do silage bales, so all in one pass, bang, done, sorted. So I thought, you know what? Let's go the other way. Let's go back to if you're budget conscious, if you're trying to do baling on a budget, how cheaply can you do it? Now I've added something in on my list of what I want to do, because there's a couple of options I've got for bale loading, and there's that T127 and 127 Plus pack, which I like that, and it's not too expensive either. There's of course, like I always say with these situations, there are countless ways you can do this. Countless ways. There are so many mods available, especially on PC as well, that you can do it all different ways. It's like type shoe. This marble block I'm going to sell. I'm not taking down to the marble mill. The marble mill seems to be taking longer to produce the sawn marble blocks than it is getting these marble blocks out of the quarry, which is curious. What I'm going to do, my concrete factory requires cement. I've run out of cement. Where's that gone twisted? We've run out of cement, so I need to go and get some of that as well. So I'm going to load that onto here. Straps off. Move that out of the way. So I'm going to go and collect a few bits and move a few things around. So I thought, okay, well, you know, how cheaply can we do it? There will be some bits I've used before in different Let's Plays. A couple of bits I don't think I have used. Obviously, you can do it even cheaper because you can lease stuff if you don't want to buy stuff. But I'm looking at now all of our factories are up and running and everything seems to be chugging away quite nicely. I haven't got my first pallets of a lot of things. I'm assuming they're quite large pallets with large literage, because I haven't got any sort of 1,000 litre pallets of anything coming out. A few of my manufacturing plants now are getting to a point I might need to buy some more maintenance tools or drilling equipment, mining equipment, that kind of stuff, but I don't need to yet. They've been doing very well. Actually, I can probably go this way. So I've grabbed a few bits and bobs out of the catalogues, which I'm going to buy. I reckon I can do it for under 60 grand, and I'm talking mowers, tedder slash windrower, potentially in one. I was thinking of going old school, getting a standard tedder and then a windrower and doing it separately, but one of the ones that's available, I think will do both, which I suppose is cutting a step. I've got a separate bale wrapper and a separate baler, so it's all separate piece of equipment. Plus, because we've got a wheel loader, I thought we'd get a skid steer loader, because if we're going to load bales onto a trailer or something, if we're going to go properly, you know, old school, so rather than get an auto load or an auto stack trailer, let's go with something I can load out with. Now I can use the wheel loader, of course I can. But I thought, you know, a skid steer loader's a bit more manoeuvrable, a bit smaller, we can nip around a little bit easier. The wheel loader we've got is a little bit sluggish at times. So that's what I'm going to do. I reckon 57 grand I can get all of it, which is quite something when you consider some of the round balers are 57 grand on their own. So that's what I'm looking at. That's curious. Let's just go past an hour. I didn't notice. How did my money go down from 188,000? I haven't bought anything, right? Didn't even notice. If we can get these in the back. So we'll take the cement down to the concrete factory. And then we'll take the marble. I'm going to take that to sell everything. Straps off on that. Do that back out because we're going to need that for larger containers and things. Oh, that's what I was going to do as well. So when I say old school, I don't know if you can see it there. I was looking at, I mean, I really went kind of, I wonder how old school we could go. I mean, there's not enough stuff like this, unfortunately, so I thought, let's get a scythe. Oh, that's not looking good. Let's start the engine, put it into position. If you really want to go old school, I mean, there's lots of little hand strimmers and then, but it doesn't go more old school than a scythe, does it? Let's be honest. Turn the engine off. Let's go out of there. Pick that up. I'm just curious. Honestly, I'm sure I looked at this when it came out as a mod, but I don't remember ever using it. So I'm going to put that on. Let me put it down there. Hopefully it'll strap down. I'm going to go and, actually, you know what? I'm going to, obviously, store menu. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get all the stuff, and then what I'll probably do, I'll overlay me talking over. So what I'll do is I'll take the sound off because the music will play all the way through, and I'll talk through the bits of equipment I'm going to get. But I reckon 57. I think that's what I've worked it out to be. So I'll stop talking. Mowers, you've seen me use these before by Nom Atom. Really cheap. I'm going to go for red. I always go for green, so I've got to go for red this time. I mean, like literally next to nothing, which is brilliant. Then we're going to go from there to Tedders. That one, 1,300. Can't go wrong. Use that a lot. 7 meters wide. There's a windrow option of that as well. Balers. This one, Claas Rollant. Round baler. It's a one-trick pony. Only does 125 centimetre bales, but 17 grand for a round baler. Can't odds it. We'll have one of them. Thank you very much. And then wrappers. This, the Tekla. Now, I'm not sure about this. We'll see how it works because I don't think this works automatically. We'll have to check it in the field. But again, that's 4 grand. I mean, pocket change. And then skid steer loader implements. Why? We've already said we're going to get a skid steer loader, so why not? And the one we're going to go for, once we've got that and that, actually I don't know if I need the bale spikes, but we have got a wheel loader, but it doesn't matter. We'll crack on. And then we're going to go for that one there, the 86.3 turbo, the Bobcat, in inverted commas. Do I want a beacon? Oh, it's going to take us over our budget. I don't know if that's good or not. No, we'll stick with red. Looks better. All done. Happy with that. that everything? Like I say, I have used some of these before. So the mowers you've seen before, I think I used these on various different Let's Plays, and that works really, really well, really, really cheap. That's 17 grand for a baler. It's a round baler, it's nothing. Let's say this is going to require multiple passes over the fields, and that doesn't matter. If you're pressed for time, then absolutely, yeah, you know, go down a different route. But I was genuinely intrigued to see. That's by Hashtel, I think it is. What was that one? That's Hashtel and EE. It's a Tekla bale wrapper. I don't often use 3-point mounted. I'll go baler wrapper, you know. And I've got the forks for doing the hay bales. We've got a hay baling contract, and I've got that for the silage bales. Now, this is bearing in mind as well, I've already got a trailer. If you needed to buy a flatbed trailer, there are tons and tons of dirt cheap flatbed trailers. Now, because I've only spent it was 57,300 in the end, because I got a beacon on the top. So what I'd worked out to be, we went over budget by 300, but that's absolutely fine because that's the price of a baler. I'm going to use these for loading. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to load up our trailer. I'm going to do it manually. I might get one of the T127 sort of auto stack ones at some point. I think the 12, there's an 8 bale and a 12 bale. The 8 bale's 39 grand and the 12 bale's 45. So to be fair, for an auto stack bale trailer, 45 grand, can't really odds that. So there's auto load ones where you drive past and they just ping onto the trailer. There's loads of those knocking around, and you can get those really, really cheaply as well. But I think for what we're going to do, that should be really cool. I'm really pleased. There's a cheaper skid steer loader. There's the little John Deere one. I think this was 25 grand, which is cheap for a skid steer loader. And there's other various different ones I've used as well. Obviously, the brand of this, it's not Lizard, but we know that. Oh man, I love doing stuff like this. I love doing. Oh, this is everyone's. Yeah, get back to. Oh, it hasn't got a rear trailer hitch. Oh no, that's all right. I did wonder if it did or not. And it doesn't. Right. What I might do is bring over the actual flatbed and load a load of this up onto it. Grab what I can, but load the rest on, because I need to come and get the other trailer anyway. That is mint, absolutely mint. Very, very happy. Yeah, and I'm going to crack on. I'm going to do that. That's going to be today's job. I apologise. I take back everything I said. It wasn't 57.3. It was 58.6. Because it suddenly dawned on me. The fields that I need to do silage bales on, I need to windrow, and the hay bales need to be tedded. So that tedder I bought, there are two. One's under tedders, one's under windrowers. So I've bought the windrower one as well. So the windrower I'll use here, the tedder I'll use on the other field that needs to be. I need to make sure I've done these the right way around. We're on field 8, and I think it's field 8? Field 8 and 28. So if you want to go, like I say, how cheaply can you bale? I mean, as far as cutting grass goes, I think this was $40, I think. We turn it on. And away we go. Like I say, it depends how old school you want to go. It is something that people have been saying a lot. I've mentioned before, people want more like horse-drawn stuff and more hand stuff. And I know, you know, people can get very obsessive about, well, you need more equipment, bigger equipment, larger sizes. You know, I think there's something very cool about going simplistic. You know, I think it'd be, you know, horse-drawn carts for moving stuff around. And I don't know, you imagine having an old threshing machine, horse-drawn threshing machine, and being able to have a pitchfork. You take the wheat sheaths off, and I don't know, all that kind of stuff I think would just be absolutely phenomenal. I know Farming Simulator with precision farming and stuff, it's going down the direction of modern technology and all, but I think having something that goes backwards would just be wow. Anyway, that being said, I'm not going to do the whole field like this, of course I'm not, but it's pretty cool just to have a look at it. Raise that up. I have found that if you leave it like this, the right arm, I'm going to do it, was going a bit twitchy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit to the vehicle. I'm going to grab that and get out of the way. There we go. Move that. I will probably sell. I think I bought that. I didn't even lease it. I need a scythe in my life, so I bought it. drop that there. So this mowing setup you'll have seen before. I can't remember what I used it on now, but I have used it before. So let's unfold that. So we'll go around first, we'll do our mowing. We'll back right up to about there. I think it only goes out to about 7 meters or something. But that's all good. Goes at an alright pace, and like I said, you know, it depends how much time you've got. If you feel like just relaxing and chilling out and just, you know, before all this fancy whiz-bang equals, I'm thinking back to FS15 when you had mowing and you had things to do. If you were going to do baling, you didn't have ultimate mowing and baling packages. We didn't have all these different attachments you could hook up. You would mow and then you would TED or windrow, or TED then windrow, and then you would wrap, and you know, and then you obviously got Baler wrappers and that kind of stuff. And obviously the bigger the field, when I come over to field 28 and do the hay baling, that's going to take a bit longer. Doing each process one at a time, of course it is. It's more fuel. Obviously it's not the way modern farming's going. Modern farming, you know, especially when you're using tractors and stuff like that, you're trying to, where you can, reduce costs. If you go over the field once and do everything in one pass, of course you're going to do that. Why would you use 5 times the amount of fuel and go over the same field 5 times to do multiple processes when you can do it all in one? I know, I totally get that, but I know it's like I say, hopefully I'll be able to get it all in. Oh, there's that, look, I said about this, I had a silage additive pallet that just appeared in the field. I didn't appear in the field. I think I'd done a baling contract and I had a Baler wrapper. It might have been the quick bale that I leased, and it took silage additive, and when I finished using it I returned it and the silage additive just unloaded itself onto the, you know, oops. That's just been sitting in the long grass, so I do need to get that back to the farm. I think that's the only downside to this setup, because I've got such a cheap baler. I don't have the option, and the wrapper as well hasn't got the option for silage additive, so I can't get a bonus, whereas some of the baler wrappers you can add silage additive, so you get a bonus of, I think it's 5%, isn't it, something like that. So yeah, that's the only downside, I guess, to doing it like this. But when I've just paid what I paid for it, and also that marble, what? I forgot what that was worth. In my head, I don't know why I thought last time I sold a marble block it sold for 16,000, but I think it was 60,000, wasn't it? I don't know. It was just a lot more than I was expecting to get, which is cool, which means I could afford more expensive baling gear. Of course I could. But I'm going to spend a bit of time doing this. Drop that down. I shouldn't need to turn it on because it's just a manual moving rake. Forward motion is what does the raking, and we'll crack on. So this one is just the rake. This is the windrower, and the other one I bought originally should do the same thing but TED at the same time. So I say that's going to be for, so what that should do is that comes out the back there and leaves it in that position. I'll raise that up and we come round again, and when I start the next one it will push it out the back, and you run the risk of it going off the field. It might not happen, it's just I've always done it that way just to negate any risk. And then once all of this is done, we'll go over with the baler, and then when that's done we'll go over with the wrapper, and then it'll be a case of collecting up. I need to bring over the lorry with the flatbed, the low loader. Hopefully we'll be able to gather it all up, so get it into the field boundary. We should gain a little bit because we have gone off on the top of the field. This is an interesting one. I don't remember doing a baling contract on this field at all, but it looks like it has been cut recently, so I'm not sure about that, because normally what would happen if this grass field had grown out to here, we probably could have gone a little bit further over and cut some more grass and gained a little bit more out of it. So we're not going to get huge amounts of bales extra off of this, and this is where I've got to be careful. See what I mean? That went backwards and I went a little bit too far. When we come to selling these, I'm not going to load all of them onto the trailer. I'll load some on, and it's a case of gauging I tend to go 2/3 if I haven't already worked it out. Depends how many bales we get. I'll go 2/3 of what we've got and then see where we stand. It might not let me do this last bit. It did, that's alright. Should let me bale that then. We'll take that, and if it requires more, fine. If it takes it all and we get paid a little bit, then we know we hit the mark. You can always, if you want to be a little bit cheeky with it, before you sell your bales, save the game. If you then sell them and you've delivered way too many and you wanted to keep some, you can come out of the game, go back to the save. Is that going to catch that? No, right. Go back to the save and then take some bales off of it and then sell them again if you want to go down that route. I mean, let's say that's when you're getting down to the finite, how many bales do you want to keep hold of, you know. If you're trying to keep everything, as many as you possibly can, you can do that. You don't need to, but if you want. So I'm going to maintain what I'm doing, get this all windrowed, then we'll get the baler on. It's just nice. On to baling we go. Now obviously this is like dirt cheap. There are square balers, I've said this before, there's a few square balers available that are about 12 grand. So this is not the cheapest baler, but for round balers, absolutely. But there's no options for this thing. It does 125cm bales, there's no bells and whistles, it just does the job. Actually, that's what I need to double check. Did I set it to unload bales automatically? I can't remember. But we'll turn it on, drop that down. We'll soon find out. It is a cool feature, another one of those things we kind of take for granted. Even though you do have to stop still, you have to stop still. I remember on Marwell Manor on FS19 when that came out, I did a big baling contract on there, and it was that, I think it was one of those ones, it was late at night and I was getting tired, and it was that constant triangle press unload, triangle press close, triangle press, you know. Actually I probably should change that now, shouldn't I? Better. So when it hits that limit, I still need to stop. Otherwise, if I keep driving, I'll leave stuff behind. But when it hits that limit, it should open. There we go. That's better. It does make life a little bit easier, doesn't it? You're not button mashing constantly. Now I haven't used this bale wrapper. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. As far as I'm aware, it should be. Once I operate it, it's unfolded at the moment. If I switch to the front, if I go to that, that's how it comes for going down the road. Then we unfold it. I think I can just drive up to the bales and it will pick them up. I don't think I have to load it. I don't know. If I have to load it, that could be a bit of a problem, because that will seriously increase the amount. No, I didn't think about that. Turn it off. Melt. See, that's the reason for having automatic dropping turned off, because if you're on a hill and it unloads automatically, it rolls. Didn't even think of that, I was so busy chatting away. Yeah, so I don't know, because if I have to go and pick the bales up, I've got the skid steer loader, load them up, wrap them, which is, I think, what are these I say static, these ones that attach on like this, that aren't designed to be trailed or drive along the field and pick up automatically. That's what they do. You'll often have these on a tractor at the yard or at the field, and then you'll have someone going out and grabbing the bales, bringing it over to the wrapper. The wrapper does the wrapping, drops them to one side, then they get loaded onto a trailer from there. So again, it depends like how old school do you want to go, how many separate tasks do you want to do. I'm by no means ultra realistic, everybody knows that, but sometimes it's just nice to enjoy the process. Right, 9.39. We've got 25 bales, I think it is, and jammied it. So 25 full bales with 58 litres of grass in here. So what that will mean is when we move over to the other field and we do the hay, it will transfer it to a hay bale almost immediately. We shouldn't have to worry. So what I've got to try now then, I don't know. I assume this will work. If I come up on it this way. Like I say, I haven't used this before, I don't know. Turn it on. No. Can I not turn it on? Oh, I've got to load them on. It's not giving me the option to turn this on. Let's oh, okay, maybe that's not going to be. It's folded. It's unfolded. Yeah, I think we're going to have to load it. Oh, maybe. I know this is $4,000. I'm trying to think what other options we've got. Oh, we can do it. I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? It's what we bought the wheel loader for. So what you can do is put this, I don't know, wherever you want to put it, stick it in the middle of the field. Let's put that back on. Up on the top of the hill. Like that. Actually, that must be probably running, I would imagine. Let's give it a go. Oh, I've just suddenly realised what I've done. Sorry if you can't hear me. I pulled my microphone up out of the way. Oops. Hopefully you can hear me better now. This doesn't do it, then I'm not sure. Whoa, that turned quickly. It's an automatic drop or what? This is supposed to be on the back? Oh, well, there we go. That's pretty cool actually, I have to say. I haven't done this like this for such a long time. I want to unload it. Which means I've then got to move. I suppose what I should do, if I'm doing one bale at a time, is have the trailer to load it on, so once it unloads or it's done, because that takes a long time to wrap, doesn't it? Maybe I do. Again, it comes down to, do I need to speed up? Yeah, I think that's going to need to have an unload on it, hasn't it? Okay, let's just double check that. I'll get the trailer over. So then when it unloads, I can load it onto the trailer, then get the next one and the next one. It's not going to be the fastest method. If you want to get around the field with a trailed one, I think, were there some cheap ones? I'm trying to think if there were some cheap ones. Not $4,000 cheap, but then to be fair, we made a load of money off that marble, so I could get something a little bit different if I wanted to, but I need to... Will that unload? There we go. I don't think there's the option for... Whoa, that's going to go away. For automatic unload, let's double check that, do that. Turn on my automatic drop, there we go. So what we'll do is turn that back off. I'm going to go and grab the trailer. Stop that from rolling. Thank you. Now obviously it depends how you want to load these. I'm not sure if we've got enough. Oh yeah, we can, that's alright. So if we want to go that way, we can. To grab them, it's not more realistic, it depends how you want to grab them. I'm not quite central on that. It's quite cool, it just gets you just doing it like you used to, you know. And we can load them on the stack if we want to. If I don't want to load them on the stack, I can just tip it the way it was just then and put it on the trailer that way. I think we might do them on the stack, I don't know. Right, let's turn those off for a second. Go and grab the trailer. Like I say, I may change that up. I may get a trailed one, or if there's one that goes on the front. I don't think there's one that goes on the front that does the same, that will pick up automatically. Or it might be in the Gavile pack potentially, but they're quite expensive. Anyway, let's go and get the trailer. So the money has gone down a little bit. I've just spent 16 grand on the Gavile one. I'm going to check that one. I think that one, because that one's got the spacers and the rollers, so you can pick the bales up off the ground. So I think that one we can do in motion. But what we'll do with this, another, I apologise, I'm not trying to say to people this is how you should play the game or anything like that, but another tip, if you want it, I tend to, if I'm doing it manual loading, I will have the straps turned on, so when I come to place the bales onto the trailer I can see where the straps are. There's nothing worse than loading the whole trailer up and finding you've got bales right between. Now often when you put the straps on it will lock everything down onto the deck, but I always tend to try, if I can, to just put it where the straps are. It makes life a little bit easier. Now we've got 25 bales. I'm going to chance my arm and take 15 to the sell point and see if that completes the contract. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's not a problem. We'll come back and we'll get some more. So what I'm going to do, let's put that down like that, boom. Oh, manual loading. I'll often do semi-manual loading where I'll manually load onto an auto load trailer because I like doing that. I think that works really well. This actually turns on a dime. Well, that's rolling away now. Come back. Just give it a little hug. I think I need the engine turned on. Oh, don't need the engine turned on. That's cool. So that should automatically unload. And there we go. Now obviously field 28 is a lot bigger, so I'm going to speed up a little bit on that. Still separate processes. But if you're doing multiplayer and you've got a guy, I mean you don't even have to have the guy on this. You can have one guy bring the bales over to load, another guy load onto the trailer. But if you're operating on your own, it can still be done. I think that is taking a long time to wrap as well. So if you've got, like, say, 25 bales, oh, that didn't unload. Maybe it does need the engine on. There we go. Needs the engine on to unload. If I leave that where it was, puts it right in the right down the throat, so to say. So it won't roll away. Oh. I'm smiling. I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'll load all this side first. I can always turn the trailer around if I want to. Do the other side, but like I say, we'll put 15 on. Take them and see what happens. Always very cautious of that. There we go. That's why having this next one strapped down is great. If you open those arms up and that's not strapped down, it will push the other one away, so it doesn't hurt to strap them down as you go. And so on and so forth. I'm gonna whisk and go and get the Gavile, actually, give that a go. But as you can see, that'll be this field done. Once they're all wrapped, and what I can do, it depends with the hayfield as well. What I could do with the hayfield, I could turn, say, half of the field to hay. So when I windrow it and ted it at the same time. Bale that and take that. If it takes it all, I could do the rest as grass. If I complete the contract, I can do the rest as grass. Because I own all this equipment, I can bring the bales back to my farm, wrap them all at my farm, and have them as silage bales. So, again, you're using a hay baling contract to potentially get silage bales, if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whiz over. Let's go and grab the Gavile. I'm not going to take this back. Do I want to take this back yet? No, I don't really, but I mean, you saw how it worked. It worked well. It's, you know, it does the job. We'll see if the Gavile will work more on the move, shall we say. Right, got the Gavile on front. On the front. So what we should be able to do with this, if we unfold it, there we go. So this one we should be able to do on the move. So it is front mounted. Lower it down. There we go. So we can do this on the move. This will automatically drop, so go in between one and another, drop one off. job done. They're still going to need to be collected, but so that has added a bit on to, again, to the what it's cost. We did it cheaply, and if you don't, it's the time element. And I suppose that's like anything. That's what you think, anything in life. Where does the cost implication come in? The cost implication comes in when stuff becomes more technologically advanced, if it's saving you time, if it's speeding up a process, if it's making your life easier, the cost goes up. I mean, that's just generally how things work, isn't it? So, you know, I know I'll keep saying that, but my brother and I used to do a lot of mountain biking, and my brother, we had aluminium framed bikes. My brother went to get a titanium framed bike, and the difference in weight was not massive, but it was enough. And I suppose if you are doing it competitively and you're racing, every ounce matters. It's that same thing again. You know, the cost goes up massively for small changes, so it depends, you know. But I'm hoping I showed that it can be done cheaply. So I'm going to get all the rest of this done, get the 15 loaded up, taken. We'll see what happens on the unload, and then I'll get all of the stuff done on the hayfield. I'll go over there, I'll show you when we're if I can get all this up in one place, it makes it easier for loading, because I haven't got to go as far. Although I'm going there now, but it doesn't matter. And then I'll show you doing the hay, using the hay thing again. If you've seen it before, that's absolutely fine. If it's not your cup of tea, it's absolutely fine. If you want to speed up your processes, not slow them down, that's also fine. I like this, it'll work very well. Okay, so my plan, as I was saying, as you've already just seen, Field 8 contract is now complete. I took 15 of the 25 bales to deliver. It only took 10 of them to complete the contract, so it means I have 15 of the 25 bales left over. 5 I've put into the biogas plant already, the other 10 are stacked up. I did I say I bought? I did buy the T127 bale stacker, auto stack, which should be just there. Got the baler. So my plan on here is so this is the one that Windrose and Ted's at the same time, if I've got it right. Yeah, turn this one on. So as we go, why is it? Oh, it's not windrowing. Really? Oh no! I'm gonna have to do a double pass. Oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It was not my intention, but that's okay. I mean, it was cheap anyway. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to TED half of the field, and we're going to bale half. I need to get the other windrower over then, and we're going to bale half of the field, take those bales to deliver them. If it takes them all and says contract complete, then the rest of it we will just grass bale. Then we'll take the grass bales, because the contract will be done, those bales will be ours, those grass bales will go back to the farm, and then we can wrap those to make silage bales. So rather than doing the whole lot as hay, and then when the contract completes, whatever's left, I've got a load of hay bales, we can potentially, like I said, use this hay baling contract to get some silage bales. I'm not quite sure. Why did I think this is this? I suppose because it's a rake with a bit in the middle. I hope I'm not making a mistake here and there's a setting or something that's supposed to do that. But maybe it's not. I think it just does this. But again, budget work, why not? It's working. It does the job. Oh, that's a point. How far is half? I think I've probably gone further than half, haven't I? I'll come back the other way to the bit in a minute. There's a couple of bits that need to be mowed. I think it missed. It missed because I did a wonky line first of all, then set a worker off. So I've got a worker doing the mowing. We're going to, like I say, we'll do this. I'll come back over with the other one. We'll get it windrowed, and then we'll bale half, take it up, and we'll see. Like I say, it's worth a try. You know, I'm trying to think if I've done it before. I might have done. It's a bit of a faff, and if it's not something you want to do again, you don't have to. But it is a way of, you know, if you are in need of silage bales and all you seem to be getting is hay baling contracts, especially on farms and farm areas where you do tend to get some left over. Some farm areas you'll do the baling contracts and you will just about make the contract. You don't often have many bales spare. If you're in a farming area where you seem to be getting quite a few bales left over, it's well worth doing. Well worth doing. So we'll see how we go. And all those bales will go to our biogas plant, which will aid in our electricity production. And happy days. Not sure it's going to pick all that up though. We've gone over the outside of the field though. It's the only problem when it spreads it out too far, but we should be okay. I'm back. It's 12:05. We've got rain on the way. I haven't checked to see when it is. Now, as I said I was going to do, half the field, or just over half the field, I have turned to hay and I have baled. Now, I should have reset the bale counter. I forgot to do it. So we had 25 bales off of field 8. So take that 25 bales off. We're up to now 49. Is that right? 49 bales on here. Now, something to bear in mind as well with my budget baling setup, as cheap as you can possibly do it. If you are short on bale space, which would be unusual, if you're short on bale space, my assumption would be at that point you've already got a baling setup, you've already got a baling rig. But potentially, if you've just been borrowing equipment for every baling contract, you could be near your bale limit. So, a small, cheap baler like this may not be what you're looking for. If you want to do much bigger bales and then have less bales on your map, if I'd have used a bigger baler and gone for, these are 125s, if I'd gone for 180s or 150s, I wouldn't have 49 bales sat here. And that's only the first part of the field. The grass part that I haven't turned to hay yet, I have windrowed it, hoping that we're going to be okay. Let's turn that off and lift that. That's going to be more bales in it. So what I'm going to do now is start taking bales over to the sell everything point and dropping them off. Now at some point we're either going to run out of bales and we won't have completed the contract, or we'll complete the contract when the bales left. If we have, then great, we've got some hay bales left. I'll still get rid of them all because I've got plenty of hay bales. And then all we'll do is we'll bale all of that to grass, take it back to the farm, and then we'll turn that into silage bales. Potentially. But obviously we're going to have to see, you know, how many bales to deliver. I've got the bale loader this time, and the bale loader will do 12 bales at a time. I'm going to whiz straight across country and back up across the tracks. I probably shouldn't do. And then, luckily again, we've only got 53 litres, so we had full bales, then 53 litres left in there. So I mean, if we do go to do grass, it'll be grass straight away. There'll be no mucking around. So yeah, it's just something to bear in mind. Like I say, it's all well and good, you know, anybody, any YouTuber, any modder, and you know, saying, look, this is a setup you could use. Again, the same with map choices, the same with the way you farm, the same with whatever you do. It's going to come down to your personal situation and preferences. It may be that you look at that and think, oh, actually that's quite cool, I've got a bit of time, I don't mind. Now this has taken considerably more time than had I used the ultimate baling pack, and had I come across here with a mower, front mower, rear mower, that windrows, with a rear attached tedder, gone across the entire field, then come across with a baler. That would have taken no time at all. So again, it comes down to you choose what situation you want to go for. But it's just that thing of, if you haven't got a lot of money, you can do it. So I'm gonna get loading these and taking them over. I'll be able to work out from when I drop off the first 12. It will give me a percentage delivered, and I can work out all my mathematics from there. So I should be able to work out how many, and I should be able to work out at that point whether or not I'm going to be short or not. But I can adjust it as necessary. As I said, we're gonna whiz across here. It's a grass field over here as well, isn't it? I think it's regrowing. Yeah. Hopefully this is going to work. Now, with various different jobs I've been doing, this has got changed. I can change the direction, so the way that the seat turns. I could have done it a different way. There's all sorts. You know, there's front-mounted wind rowers, there's rear-mounted trailed wind rowers. There's all sorts of cool stuff. Luckily, we can just drive over the combs. I could probably unload that side actually. The train side probably doesn't need to be this side, but we'll do it this side anyway and see what we're looking at. Don't miss, don't miss. Oh, you pain. Right. So 28% transported, so 12 bales is 28%. So I can kind of extrapolate from there. I mean, I'm looking at 48, aren't I? 28, we were a little bit over 25%. I mean, I can work out absolutely specifically, but with what we've got, I think that will complete the contract. Just thinking. I'm going to do some maths on my way back. I think we're going to have more than enough. If I just deliver what we've got, and then the rest we'll just grass bale, take it back to the old farmstead, and all the rest of that silage bales. Turning one to another. Watch out for the train. It's just my luck at this point. I go across there trying to be a bit cheeky and get sideswiped. Right then. Again, I will see you later. It is taking a bit of time, but we'll get there. I'm heading back and I nailed it. We are contract complete at this point. So, contract complete. I probably did a couple of rows too many. And the weird thing was, I'd already set myself a line of hay and then started to leave the grass and and I thought, I better do another couple of rows. So I've got 7 bales left and the contract is done of hay, and all of that will be mine. So I can grass bale that and back we go. So I'm going to take these, I might as well sell them. I've got a load of hay bales already in the bale storage, so I don't need them. I could put them in there if I wanted to, but I don't need them. So at the end of the day, yeah, it worked out as I needed it to be. So what I will do now, get rid of these, I'll bale up all that grass, I will take those bales back over to the farm, and I'll see you then when they're all over there, and it will just be a case of then wrapping them with our bale wrapper, and they'll need to ferment, because obviously this isn't a silage baling contract. So if I wrapped them over here, I don't think it'll work unless it's, I don't know, we'll see. It shouldn't do. It should have to normally if you're doing baling contracts, a silage baling contract will give you silage bales automatically. If you're doing your own grass and wrapping them, then it will need to ferment. But the fact this is not my field, I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. Anyway, we'll take them over and we'll wrap them. So yeah, Thumbs up. Happy days. Well, I got all that done before rain. This is not typical. I'll say that now. If you're watching this thinking, I don't understand, I'm doing baling contracts, I'm not getting loads of spare bales, it does depend. It depends on the map, the farm, the map maker, how they've set it up. This is not typical. This is quite a lot. Bearing in mind we already delivered, how many we delivered? 40 something, wasn't it? Yeah, 40 something. We've got 46 bales, and again, they're 3,500 litre bales. They are saying grass. And we're going to change that now because we're going to wrap them. Now I don't mind if all of this falls over. It makes no difference. We're going to wrap them all anyway. Then I'm probably going to repackage them, put them back on here, and take a load over to the biogas plant, ready to put into there. But what I want to do before I finish is wrap one or two and check them to see whether they're going to say fermenting or silage already. They should say fermenting. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But I have to say, the whole process, yes, it's been time consuming, but it's worked how it needed to. I mean, at the end of the day, it's doing what it should be. So what we'll do now, like I say, this is not not ideal, but I should grab the bale. Is he going to grab the bale or not? Oh, tell me, I've got to look them all over. It's unfolded, isn't it? Raise them lower. Unfolded. Might be just because there's a stack above, it's not registering the bales there. Normally it would just take it automatically, but I'll double check, see if we can get this stemmer for another angle. If not, I'll just knock the whole lot over and we'll go from there. Is this not going to let me wrap them because they're not... No, that can't be right, surely. Right, that's it, clobber it. Normally these things fall over at the drop of a hat. How forceful have I got to be? Come on. You've copied it. The amount of times I've unloaded stacks like this and they've just gone over the whole lot. Slightly bit of uneven ground and wallop over they go. Come on. Nope, not going to go. There we go. There we go. Just needs to be on the ground. And this wrapper is a lot faster than the other one we had. So I'll just do what I was doing before. Take all of these, we'll wrap them up, and we've gained silage bales from a hay baling contract. I know I've been saying that over and over again. So what we'll do now is just double check. Oh no! We're straight silage. No fermenting happening. Boom, silage. I'll take that all day long. That's brilliant. I can always grab the wheel loader or skid steer loader and knock a few of those over. And away we go. Very happy with what I have achieved today, with what I've done. Now, am I going to upgrade my baling situation? Absolutely good, yeah. I might decide after you doing this a few times, and it is that thing of it's time. If I get a baling contract and I might be playing the game and think, like, I've got an hour today to play, you know, I'm saying obviously whatever I'm doing, I might think, well, you know, before dinner's ready this evening I've got an hour or something. I haven't got time to be running it like this. I might then say, well, I'm going to lease some other stuff. I'm going to lease some other bits because it'll be quicker if I do it this way or that way. So am I going to? I might do. But I proved my point, I think. Come on, there we go. That's more like it. We like a bit of carnage. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.